Hey there, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there today? It's a little bit of a dreary day in my parts right now, but we have a cool weekend coming, so that is good. Today I just thought we'd talk about a little plant-based weight loss strategy for summer, because the way the year is racing by, it will be summer before you know it. And you know, it's weird, like there's the official equinox day of summer, and then there's what certain people think of summer. I grew up in the 70s. We always got out of school right at Memorial Day. So pretty much for me, summer is June 1st, June, July, August. I know that doesn't fit into the thing, but anyhow, that's it. So right now, as we're sitting on the 9th day of March, you have 2 months and about 3 weeks before June 1st. Now, I'm going to say something before I even start this video. If you didn't even think about weight loss and you actually just worked through what you needed to feed your body, and you actually cut out the stuff that you actually just didn't need to feed your body, and you just focused on eating whole plant-based foods, your weight would figure itself out. There's actually, strategy was kind of like a little buzzword to draw you in. There's no strategies needed. You just eat what your body needs to move. But we've gotten distracted by our tongues, and everybody's always thinking about, what am I in the mood to eat? What do I have a taste for today? So anyhow, it's really, really simple. And the first thing I always say to people that just kind of goes over their head because I think it's too simple is, just crowd out any of the bad stuff that you're dealing with, that you have cravings for, or that you whatever, with good stuff. Even if you need to use a little bit of a psychological trick, tell yourself that after you've eaten all the good stuff, you'll give yourself permission to eat the bad stuff. But if you eat all the good stuff and you eat enough of the good stuff, you're probably going to crowd it out and you won't get to that bad stuff in the first place. One of the first places is just to simply, like I say, start eating whole plant-based foods. And what does that mean when I say that? The actual foods themselves. And here I don't care if you're talking raw, cooked, whatever. I'm talking fruits, vegetables, potatoes, legumes. If you don't eat legumes, definitely you need to sprout those lentils. I highly recommend it. But whole foods, not foods that got a bunch of ingredients in there that come in packages and stuff from your grocery store. Now, some people, depending on where you live, you're not going to necessarily be able to cut out every ounce of processed food, and maybe nobody cuts out every ounce of processed food. But that's a good place to start, because you just got tons of sodium and sugar and added garbage in those. So cut out that processed food and just eat the whole plant-based foods. You know, what will be coming into season in your area. Here we're in the South. We have a lot of greens. We have collard greens, we have mustard greens, we have turnip greens. Man, you can't walk into a store here without just seeing more sweet potatoes than you can shake a stick at. Fruit. Good frozen fruit section at my local Publix, but I've got a real good assortment of fresh fruit. I get they're not as cost effective as I would like them, but I've been getting good mangoes for the past few months. I get good. I was about to say pretty good papayas. I get good papayas here. I don't get some of the exotic fruits that I wanted, but on a regular basis, I'm getting mangoes, I'm getting kiwis, I'm getting organic blueberries, I'm getting organic strawberries. And when it comes to organic, you know, I've never been like Mr. Organic, you must eat organic. But when it comes to the berries, I do choose organic. So I eat a lot of organic strawberries and blueberries. So just stick to those foods and find those foods that you like. And know that those, when it comes to like sugar and fruit and whatever, that you eat enough of this fruit and you will lose that taste for that unnatural stuff. You know, probably the first time you make just a regular fruit smoothie, it may not be sweet enough for you. I remember that always just used to blow my mind in Costa Rica. I had to tell them I could go to a place and get my fresh smoothies, but most people wanted sugar added, and they just would almost do that by default. I'd not order my smoothie with no sugar. Like I say, we're just keeping it basic today. It's just basic things that work. Keep your fats moderately low. People scarf down fat all within that, all while saying, but it's the good fat. It's the good fat. If I hear, but it's the good fat one more time, I think I'm going to have a fit. And also when it comes to the good fat, and you just do what you think you need to do, but when you're trying to lose weight especially, I don't recommend using oils. Oils are concentrated fat, but most definitely when you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to be using oils because, I mean, there's to think about the calories in such a small amount, like a tablespoon of oil, and how much food you could eat instead. And plus, that oil is not going to fill you up. So keep your fat moderately low. Even if you're not going down to 10%, maybe 15% at least when you're trying to lose weight. And learn how much fat is in everything. Don't just sit down and say, well, I'm eating some nuts, they're good for me. Understand how much like what a serving of nuts is, how many calories are in them, and just when you see the actual serving of nuts and how many calories are in a serving, you'll understand how you can kind of get carried away with that. I do use tahini. I don't overly use it. I use it rather sparingly. Use avocados. But anyhow, just keep that fat reasonably moderate there. Find recipes you like. I've done weight loss videos before, and that is important because even though I'm sitting there going, people are entertaining themselves just by their taste is still important, especially when you're kind of switching, if you're still switching over or whatever, because the food, it does kind of take a while before you're like, oh yeah, this is really good. And you kind of detox those taste buds and get rid of, because all those preservative we've used, all the condiments we've used, they've just kind of altered our natural taste. But you need something that's going to taste good. So find those good recipes, whether if they're raw, get them raw. I always recommend Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and her husband Nate. They got some wonderful recipes out there. Other than my own, that's about the only recipes I make. And then also too, one last thing, if you're just killing yourself, like if you're trying to lose weight and you're just killing yourself with exercise, you're kind of wasting your time. Exercise is to move our body, is to make our bodies function like they're meant to. We're supposed to be moving, but I'm not a big fan of using exercise for weight loss. Because it's almost like, okay, well, you're just overeating and you're trying to burn that off. Moderate exercise is plenty for weight loss, but I do encourage all forms of exercise, and I encourage, harder exercise, moderate exercise. I'm just saying, I see people just hours after hours on those treadmills when I used to be in the gym. I work out at home now. And it's just, they never seem to get anywhere. I used to watch people that would do an hour of cardio, and pretty decent cardio, regular, steady, every single day in a gym I'd go to. And they never lost weight, or they never got, they never looked any fitter. So you're not going to really overly exercise your way out of being overweight. And also too, and I'll finish with this, this is kind of for people that, are always kind of looking to lose weight, maybe 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds top. But if you're sitting out there watching this and maybe you're 100 pounds or more overweight, there are probably other strategies that you might want to employ, and you might want to work with somebody that's a little bit more of an expert on weight loss when you have that much, because sometimes you do in the beginning employ different strategies just to kind of get that weight loss going. But anyhow, it's very simple. Just eat food. Just eat real food. Eat real food. Maybe it could have just been a 3-word video today. Eat real food. And if you eat real food, and if you eat the amounts that your body calls for, because when you're eating real food, you can actually eat enough to fill you up without putting extra weight on you, then you'll figure it out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here again either tomorrow or the weekend. Peace.